2024 was a year marked by massive releases that dominated headlines, digital shelves, and gamer conversations. With multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns and spectacular trailers, the spotlight was on big studios, leaving little room for smaller titles to shine. Among these industry giants, there are games that, while not making as much noise, managed to capture the attention of those who ventured to discover them. These are true gems, full of personality, innovation, and compelling stories, but they went largely unnoticed on many people's radars. This list is a tribute to these incredible projects that deserve more recognition. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to Play Hunters. I bring daily content so you never miss a detail from the world of gaming. And if you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From one gamer to another, kicking off our list is A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead, which takes survival horror to a whole new level, where silence is a matter of life or death. Inspired by the famous movie franchise, the game places the player in a suffocating post-apocalyptic environment where any sound can be fatal. The tension builds with every step, and the sense of danger intensifies with a mechanic that uses the microphone to detect real-world noises. Everything serves as a constant reminder that even a small slip-up could attract something deadly. The story goes beyond lurking monsters. It focuses on the dilemmas and inner strength of a young woman who must face losses and fears while trying to stay alive. The sound design is masterful, turning silence into a weapon against the player, where even a crunching leaf can sound like a scream. The contrast between the suffocating stillness and sudden sounds creates an almost unbearable tension. For those who venture into this world, it's hard not to be enveloped by the constant state of alert and the dilemmas that make the narrative so impactful. In second place, Conscript captures the essence of survival horror games with an intense and original historical approach. Set in the trenches of World War I, it not only delivers scares, but also creates a constant sense of urgency and helplessness. Every advance through narrow, devastated corridors is marked by the tension of unpredictable combat and scarce resources, where even a match becomes a savior or a reminder that danger lurks ahead. The brilliance lies in the combination of methodical gameplay with a setting that tells stories in every detail. It's not enough to be skilled. You must observe, plan, and choose the right moment to act. With carefully crafted pixel art aesthetics and oppressive sound design, the immersion is complete. Every tense breath, the distant sound of a gunshot, or the creak of a door reinforces the suffocating atmosphere. The varying levels of difficulty and alternate endings provide a constantly fresh and compelling experience. It's the kind of journey that leaves you with a bittersweet sense of accomplishment, but with scars from intense memories. In third place, Children of the Sun is a game that redefines the genre with its focus on precision and planning. Every shot is a test of skill, where a single bullet must be guided with dexterity to take down enemies and trigger chain reactions. The standout feature is how the projectile can pass through obstacles and follow unexpected paths, making every level a deadly puzzle. The plot follows an intense journey of revenge, blending desperation and determination. With levels full of possibilities, the freedom to find different solutions is a major highlight. The scoring system rewards calculated and efficient moves, encouraging continuous improvement. It's the kind of game where every achievement carries the weight of a well-executed plan. In fourth place, Path of the Goddess is a game that balances frantic action and strategy in a setting inspired by Japanese folklore. The environment is filled with cultural details, from traditional masks to the ceremonial music that accompanies each battle. During the day, the goal is to prepare defenses and purify the land. By night, the atmosphere changes dramatically, and relentless hordes emerge from the shadows in a coordinated attack that tests every move. The combat is almost like a dance, with sword strikes that seem like choreographed routines designed to purify, not just destroy. The duality between day and night brings a cyclical narrative that grips the player. With every battle won, the land becomes a little freer from corruption. The purification rituals with sacred dances are cathartic moments that close the confrontations with powerful symbolism. It's a journey marked by resilience and the desire to restore peace to a place torn apart by chaos. In fifth place, Anomaly Agent blends action, mystery, and high-stakes decisions in an adrenaline-packed journey. As an agent tasked with containing mysterious forces threatening the balance of the world, each mission presents choices that can determine the entire course of the story. The freedom to combine hand-to-hand combat techniques with powerful firearms makes every encounter dynamic and unpredictable, allowing for varied and customizable playstyles. The narrative is engaging, with memorable characters and enemies possessing anomalous abilities that defy logic. Each victory feels like part of a bigger puzzle, with each clue uncovered bringing the player closer to the truth. It's a complete adventure, full of wild action and a plot that leaves no room for boredom. In sixth place, Crypt Custodian offers a charming mix of adventure and exploration in a colorful and haunted world. You control a cat-shaped spirit condemned to cleanse the lands of the beyond using a very unconventional broom. With an expansive map full of secrets, the game lets the player decide their own pace of exploration while battling ghostly creatures in fun and unpredictable encounters. Each character has an intriguing backstory, revealing small tragedies or comedic moments from their past lives. Interactions at the Haunted Inn provide a welcome break between missions and allow the player to customize their abilities for the upcoming challenges. With its interconnected world filled with details, the game sparks curiosity with every new area discovered. It's hard not to be enchanted by the contrast between light humor and the dark atmosphere. In seventh place, Banishers Ghosts of New Eden transports the player to a world of dark beliefs and intertwined fates. As a Banisher, the mission is more than just combating spirits. It's about navigating moral dilemmas while uncovering the secrets behind the tragedies haunting the inhabitants. Each ruin, forest, and village holds the marks of untold stories, raising the urgency to find answers before evil spreads further. The combat is fluid, requiring precision, alternating between physical weapon strikes and spiritual attacks. The synergy between the protagonists allows for powerful combos, making each confrontation a test of strategy. But battles are just part of the journey. By conversing with locals and investigating unexplained phenomena, the player faces choices that go far beyond good and evil, creating situations where there's not always a fair solution. The world pulses with details that enrich the narrative. Relics, ancient manuscripts, and past stories help build a universe where each element reinforces the tension and weight of decisions. The journey is marked by both action and the understanding of what it means to be a guardian between the living and the dead. In eighth place, Animal Well invites players into a mysterious and enchanting world where every detail seems to whisper a secret. The journey begins simply, but quickly reveals a pixelated maze of unsettling atmospheres and creatures that range from fascinating to terrifying. The environment is as alive as it is enigmatic, with shadows hiding dangers and lights that seem like promises of safety. The map gradually takes shape as candles are lit, acting as small beacons in the darkness. The charm of the game lies in how puzzles intertwine with the environment and the behavior of its inhabitants. The non-linear progression encourages exploration and experimentation, making each discovery a mix of surprise and accomplishment. The focus isn't on brute force, but on the constant tension that arises from feeling helpless. Even after completing the main journey, deeper secrets might still remain hidden, challenging players to continue uncovering the mysteries within the heart of this world. In ninth place, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes presents an enigmatic journey where reality and illusion blur at every step. At the center of the plot, a woman becomes involved in a mysterious project inside an old hotel, where every corridor seems to hold indecipherable secrets. The setting, with its surreal aesthetic and oppressive atmosphere, turns exploration into an almost hypnotic experience, full of symbolism and psychological traps. Puzzles are the backbone of the game, each one meticulously designed to test not only logic, but also the ability to observe. The story's nonlinearity allows for different approaches, creating a larger puzzle where all the pieces need to be found, often out of the expected order. The atmosphere of mystery is amplified by the setting, with subtle sounds reinforcing tension and a visual direction that plays with shapes and perspectives to create a unique ambience. As new enigmas emerge, the immersion deepens, inviting the player to question what is real and what is merely a reflection of the shadows. In 10th place, I Am Your Beast transforms the jungle into a brutal and unpredictable battlefield. Far from a typical mission, the game puts players in the role of a secret agent relentlessly hunted by a special operations unit. The dense forest isn't just a backdrop, but an arena filled with dangers and possibilities. The frantic pace and intense combat make it clear that there is no time for hesitation. The comic-inspired visual style features vibrant colors and dynamic animations that contrast with the brutality of the combat. The fully voiced narrative and pulsating soundtrack heighten the sense of tension and excitement with every mission. With non-linear environments and explosive combat, each confrontation is a reminder that retreat is not an option. Instinct is your best ally, and the jungle becomes the stage for a devastating revenge. In 11th place, Eden Genesis is an intense cyberpunk journey with a focus on challenging platforming and a narrative exploring the boundaries between humanity and technology. Controlling Leah, a young cyborg, players must overcome brutal obstacles while fighting to regain control of her mind, corrupted by implants. The futuristic setting, with neon lights and streets dominated by megacorporations, creates a fascinating contrast between progress and decay. The challenges demand precision and quick reflexes. The level design tests every move, with traps, enemies, and puzzles that challenge both coordination and adaptability. The smooth mechanics ensure the controls respond perfectly, making each advancement feel earned through sweat and strategy. As Leah unlocks new abilities, the pace becomes even more frantic, allowing for sequences of movements that turn challenges into true races against time. The game isn't limited to action. Its dense narrative raises philosophical questions about identity and control. The plot explores how technology can both enhance and imprison, creating emotional and ethical dilemmas that deepen the journey. As the stylized visuals and cyberpunk settings reinforce immersion, Leah's struggle is a constant reminder of the price of human ambition. Each jump and fight is part of a larger story about freedom and resistance in a world ruled by corporations. In 12th place, Nine Souls stands out as a unique combination of precise combat and a captivating setting. In a world where mystical elements and futuristic technology intertwine, the protagonist's mission is to face the mysterious rulers of a forgotten kingdom. Each setting is designed with impressive attention to detail, with deserted cities and temples filled with ancient symbols that hide long-lost truths. The battles are intense and require mastery of both defense and attack techniques, with an emphasis on precise deflection. Players can use quick strikes and powerful talismans to turn the tide of brutal fights. The bosses are true forces of nature, each with distinct attack patterns and imposing appearances that test both patience and skill. Each victory feels earned through sweat and strategy, reinforcing the sense of overcoming challenges. Exploring the connected regions reveals secrets about the fall of this world, bringing a narrative rich in symbolism. Through interactions with locals, players can unlock new abilities and find ancient technologies that expand combat and movement possibilities. The balance between challenge and narrative transforms each part of the journey into an invitation to dive deeper into this visually captivating and mysterious universe. In 13th place, Arco is a tactical action game that turns every decision into a game changer. In a world of both enchanting and hostile landscapes, players lead an unlikely group on a revenge mission against a dark organization. With dense forests, vast plains, and scorching deserts forming the backdrop, the journey is as much about strategy as it is about survival. Each region holds potential allies and dangerous enemies, creating an unstable balance between hope and threat. The simultaneous turns combat system is a unique feature that challenges traditional planning. While both sides act at the same time, anticipating the enemy's moves becomes vital. Unlockable abilities expand combat options, allowing for devastating combos and surprising tactics. Beyond battles, exploration encourages resource gathering and forming alliances that can drastically alter the course of the journey. The narrative is told from different perspectives, revealing new details and moral dilemmas as the story progresses. The pixel art style adds a visual charm, highlighting each scene and character with vibrant details, while the soundtrack further enhances immersion. The world around you is not just a backdrop. It reacts to the choices and decisions made, making every step significant in a journey full of choices and consequences. In 14th place, a world emerges where chaos and modernity collide in an urban setting devastated by supernatural phenomena. The city pulses with energy, yet hides dangers that could emerge at any moment. Amid streets lit by neon lights and dark alleys, groups of fighters navigate the heart of this urban collapse, facing monstrous creatures that rise from the so-called zero zones. The combat is agile, blending cinematic abilities with devastating sequences. Each confrontation requires mastery of movement, creating a fluid dance between attacks and dodges. The transition between characters during battle adds a dynamic layer of strategy, allowing players to chain blows and trigger special attacks with almost surgical precision. As you explore the city, side missions reveal surprising interactions that expand the understanding of the survivors and their motivations. Visually stunning, the urban environment mixes destruction and shine, with an atmosphere that alternates between vibrant and desolate. Moments of calm between battles create an interesting contrast with the intensity of the fights, reinforcing the sense of unpredictability. Amid power struggles and unknown threats, every choice made shapes the journey in a world that always seems on the brink of collapse. In 15th place, Indika is an intriguing journey full of contrasts, where the sacred and the profane walk side by side. The protagonist, a young nun, sets out in search of answers, accompanied by an unexpected companion, a dark and sarcastic figure who challenges her beliefs at every step. The setting combines surreal landscapes with striking literary inspirations, as if the pages of Dostoevsky had come to life in a Russia distorted by absurdities and existential dilemmas. The narrative is enriched by provocative dialogues and moments of deep reflection that arise amid unusual and even humorous situations. The puzzles are part of the discovery, immersing the player in riddles that explore the dualities of the soul and confront the protagonist with fragmented memories of a troubled past. The transition between third-person gameplay and 2D minigames with pixel art creates a unique dynamic that deepens the immersion into this eccentric tale. The world around seems designed to confuse and enchant at the same time. Figures of power and religious dogmas are not only narrative obstacles, but symbols of a greater debate about faith, freedom, and morality. The dark and detailed aesthetic makes each scenario feel like a distorted painting, with symbolic elements that reinforce the surreal tone. Indika challenges the player to interpret and question, turning the journey into both an emotional and philosophical experience. In 16th place, Pacific Drive offers a different take on survival, where the road is both a route of escape and a sentence of danger. The player finds themselves trapped in an exclusion zone where supernatural forces distort the landscape and defy any logic. The car, more than a vehicle, is an inseparable ally and needs constant reinforcement to withstand the region's extreme conditions. Each playthrough is an unpredictable challenge, with phenomena that alter the terrain and test improvisation with every mile traveled. Keeping the vehicle running requires constant attention. Flat tires, overheated engines, and radioactive storms force risky stops in search of repair materials. Customizing the wagon with upgraded parts is not just a luxury, but a matter of survival. The vast and desolate setting holds valuable resources in abandoned facilities, but also hides traps and anomalies that can turn the journey into a nightmare. The immersive soundtrack and the sounds of the engine and storm make each outing even more captivating. The tension builds as dark clouds form on the horizon and shadows begin to move in inexplicable ways. The exclusion zone is not a place for hesitation. The only option is to push forward, map the territory, and get out alive before the next zone storm sweeps everything in its path. In 17th place, Nobody Wants to Die presents an intriguing vision of a future where immortality is a commodity for the few, and death has become a rare and suspicious event. Amid the skyscrapers of New York in 2329, the player takes on the role of a detective from the Department of Mortality, investigating a series of murders that defy the rules of this seemingly perfect world. The plot is captivating, mixing classic police investigation with ethical dilemmas about the cost of living forever. The investigation goes beyond observation. The advanced technology allows manipulation of time and reconstruction of events, creating an almost cinematic approach to crime scenes. Every detail may hide an important piece of the puzzle, from an out-of-place object to stored memory fragments. The challenge lies in interpreting these clues while dark secrets emerge, revealing the true impact of a system where human consciousness can be stored and transferred. The dystopian setting is enhanced by the stunning visuals created with Unreal Engine 5, bringing futuristic neon-lit streets and shadowy environments filled with photorealistic details. The melancholic soundtrack, combined with the oppressive silence of the investigation scenes, reinforces the noir tone of the narrative. The moral choices made during the hunt challenge the player's perception of right and wrong in a society that has lost its fear of death, but also its humanity. In 18th place, Frontier Hunter Erza's Wheel of Fortune revives the charm of classic Metroidvania with a modern and unique twist. The player embarks on an exploration journey in a world full of secrets, fantastic creatures, and exciting battles. The 2.5D stages are richly detailed, offering hidden passages and secret chambers that enhance the feeling of discovery with every step. The combat system is one of the highlights, with impressive fluidity that allows interruption of animations to dodge or perform combos. The variety of enemies makes each encounter unique, requiring attention and strategy, especially during boss fights. Learning attack patterns and acting at the right moment can be the difference between victory and a bitter defeat. The game allows switching between characters and using support, adding greater dynamism to the battles and expanding tactical possibilities. The customization of abilities and attributes allows players to create their own playstyle, whether focusing on quick attacks or devastating blows. The art direction combines stylized rendering with 3D effects to create impactful moments, especially during the activation of special abilities. Each scenario is a living painting, enhancing the immersion in a world of magic and mysteries. Frontier Hunter invites players to lose themselves in expansive maps and face challenges that test both reflexes and intelligence. In 19th place, Path of the Teal Lotus is a 2D platformer that shines with its enchanting aesthetic and inspirations from Japanese mythology. The beautifully detailed scenarios lead the player through ancient temples and magical forests, where every element seems to have its own story. With a narrative steeped in mystery and an environment pulsing with life, the journey is as much about uncovering secrets as overcoming mystical challenges. Movement is agile and elegant, with abilities that allow for precise jumps and rhythmic attacks. The progression system is intuitive and offers unique skills that unlock new paths and strategies during combat. The interconnected stages are filled with alternative routes and secret passages, encouraging exploration and rewarding curiosity with powerful items and upgrades essential for progress. Encounters with enemies and mystical creatures test not only reflexes, but also the ability to adapt to attack patterns. The transition between moments of calm and intense combat creates a captivating balance. The immersive soundtrack, composed of soft melodies and dramatic touches, deepens the experience, making every new discovery feel like a fascinating and challenging adventure. Continuing, we have Vertigo 2, which raises the bar for VR games, offering a memorable adventure built from the ground up for VR. The story begins with you waking up in the underground complex of Quantum Reactor 7, trying to make your way back home. But the path is anything but simple. Bizarre creatures from other universes and security robots ready to eliminate any living being turn every step into a survival test. The best part? You never know who to trust. The highlight is the variety of environments and enemies, making the game feel like a true odyssey compared to the first title. From claustrophobic metallic corridors to alien forests pulsating with strange life, the setting never fails to surprise. Moreover, the 14-weapon arsenal is a spectacle in itself, with reloading mechanics that make each shot more immersive. And yes, no generic combat here. The encounters with giant bosses are epic, making you feel like you're inside a sci-fi movie. What makes everything even more special is how the original soundtrack and fully voiced dialogues reinforce the narrative and tension. Each chapter, there are 18 in total, brings unique moments that leave you with that just one more section before I log off feeling. It's a true love letter to the VR adventure genre, blending exploration, action, and mystery with mastery. There's no denying, if you love immersive games, you must give this journey a chance. Let me know which of these games you've had a chance to play. Did any catch your curiosity and make it to your list of upcoming games? We'd love to know which one caught your attention the most. Share in the comments any game that would fit perfectly on the list, but didn't make it. If you can, subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never be uncertain about what to play again. I'm leaving 2 videos in the card, one I selected for you and another that YouTube picked. Just click one of them to watch.